Good afternoon. My name is Jacinda Smith, and I am the site coordinator for the Hoover After School Clubs. And I wanted to take a few moments to explain to you our club offerings this year. There are some small changes, and we have many new students moving into our building from 4th grade, and we have new students that have moved to our community. We take a lot of pride in our programming that we offer here at Hoover, and we want to make sure that everyone understands what the offerings are and how to fill out the enrollment form. Students must fill out the enrollment form and have signed parent permission in order to participate. Forms were sent home today with students. Enrollment is based upon the space that we have available. We do have to cap attendance so groups don't become too large. We need all of these forms returned to us by August the 30th so that we can have schedules sent home with students the week of September the 16th. At the top of your Hoover After School Clubs description page, you will see there's a new club being offered this year called the Athenian Sports Club. This club will have high school coaches coming over and offering all the sports that are offered at CHS. These students would also be able to sign up for Fitness Club. The Sports Club and the Fitness Club are offered at the same time and on the same days. So essentially students could be in the Sports Club's first hour and perhaps Fitness Club's second hour if they so choose. We have Caring Hearts. This is a service-oriented group that get together and do things for the community. We have Chess Club. We are lucky enough to have a professor from Wabash that comes over and helps to teach our students how to play chess. Drawing Club will be offered. Fitness, as I had mentioned, with the Sports Club. Game Club. Honor Choir Club will be introduced this year with an audition process. If your child is interested in Honor Choir, they are free to mark that on their schedule. There will be an audition component of this club that your students will go through when they come to music class. We have Lego Club offered again this year. Students will be able to free build, but they'll also be given specific challenges and things that they're asked to build. College Mentors for Kids was called Little Buddies. It's the same program, but essentially it is a program that nationally is recognized as College Mentors for Kids, and these are boys from Hoover who would benefit from being connected with a Wabash student. These activities actually occur on campus Wabash, and the school does provide transportation to Wabash and home. Just be aware that this is a program that lasts a little bit longer than normal. The program doesn't conclude each Thursday until 6 o'clock in the evening, and we do expect good attendance as the College Mentor is waiting for their student from Hoover each Thursday. Math Bowl is an academic club. They will have a competition in February. Power Hour is offered in the subjects of English and math, and these are for students that would perhaps receive benefit from getting additional help in those subject areas. Scrapbooking will be offered again this year. Spanish Club will be offered this year. This is a program that allows students to learn the basics of the language and as well as some aspects, of the culture. Spell Bowl will be offered this year, and that is also a competitive team. We have the STEAM Club being offered, and we have a teacher from the 4-H Foundation, the Montgomery County 4-H group that will be coming over and helping to teach the STEM Club. We have Tiger Time. This is a homework club that is offered. It's a quiet place for students to come and do their homework and also to receive help from a teacher. This is also something that students just appreciate, having a quiet and safe place for them to do their homework. They find that sometimes the structure of being in the school helps them to get their homework done. I want to go on to the form that you fill out if you would like to enroll your students in clubs. So if you would take a look at this form, let me widen my screen so you can see this with me. As hard as we try to keep this form easy to read and fill out, it seems that there still can be some confusion in how to fill this form out. So I want to go over a few things with you. You can mark your choices. The first choice, perhaps a club that your child really wants to get into. A second choice that would say if this club is full and there's not enough space, they would also enjoy this activity. And even possibly a third choice We do have some clubs that fill up very quickly, some of our popular clubs that we have to cap, and it helps us to know that if they don't get their first choice, would they perhaps also enjoy a second or third choice for any clubs that they are interested in. Please make any notes that you may have for me on the form or on the back of the form so that I can better schedule your student. Each student is given an individualized handwritten schedule, so it's important for me to know any information that I might need to know as I'm scheduling your student. We have first hour and second hour offered. If your child is going to be a car rider or they are walking home, they may choose to just stay for first hour and leave every day at 3:55. However, if they need bus transportation is provided at the end of second hour, and they will be leaving at 4:55, closer to 5 o'clock, and being bused home from Hoover. So they will need to choose a first hour club and a second hour club if they are going to take advantage of the bus transportation home. You will see there's a short line next to each club if you could mark with a 1, 2, or 3 what their choices are. Some of our clubs are year-long. They are year-long commitments that you need to understand that if you sign up for them this semester, you will also need to sign up for them again and continue your commitment in the second semester. This would include Power Hour. This would include robotics, honor choir, spell bowl, math bowl. I'm sorry, spell bowl is first semester only. Their competition is before the semester is over, so it would only be math bowl that's both semesters. And college mentors for kids is also a year-long commitment for those students. As you're looking at the form, you will notice that there is an application that's required for robotics. That application can be found on the Hoover hotline. Mrs. Galanowski is going to include a link on the Hoover hotline. You can click on that link and download the application. We will have a few hard copies of that application available in the office for your student to pick up on Monday if they would like to pick up a hard copy of that application. At the bottom of this form, we have where you need to initial. This is important. These are things that our grant that supplies our funding requires for us to have from you. And then we need for you to choose if your child's going to ever ride the bus, even if it's a possibility that they'll most likely always be a car rider, but there may be a time that they need to ride the bus. Please sign them up for the bus so that we can have them on the list. Let me know if your child is going to be walking home from clubs or if you're going to be picking them up. If you pick them up, you can pull up to door 12, and we will not release the student until we see your car. So students will not be allowed to be waiting outside. So it's important that you park close to door 12 so they can see your vehicle as you pull up. And then please neatly write your student's first and last name and what teacher they have. I missed the address. The address would perhaps be different than what we would have in Power School for the school information, because sometimes students are bused to a different address at 5 o'clock than they would have perhaps been bused to right after school. So it's important if you are going to have your child riding the bus home that you fill that out for us. There have been some common mistakes that have happened from after-school clubs. One is parents will tell their child that they are not to stay for after-school clubs, but they forget to inform the school that that's the plan. And our general protocol is that if you have been assigned a schedule and we have not heard from you, we expect your child to stay, and we will be keeping them for after-school clubs that day. So please be careful to communicate that clearly to us if you do not want your child to stay a particular day for clubs. We also have parents that and children who will sign up for all 4 days of clubs, not really intending for their child to have to stay all 4 days. But perhaps what they're trying to say is, I would really like my child to be in STEAM. They would really enjoy that club. But if they don't get into STEAM, for example, perhaps they would like to do fitness. And then they may look at Tuesday and they'd say, I would like for my child to be in Spanish. That would probably be their first choice. But if they don't get into Spanish, they would really enjoy Caring Hearts. And then they look at Wednesday, and they decide, I think it's important that they have some homework time. I'm going to put them in some homework time. And if homework time is full, they might enjoy being on the Spell Bowl team. And we look at Thursday and we decide that my student would benefit from drawing. They'd really like to get into drawing. But if drawing is full, they probably need some more homework time. And so when I look at this schedule, I think that this parent is saying to me that they want their child to be able to stay 4 days a week. But in reality, they really only want them to stay on 2 days a week at the most, because staying after school, perhaps for your child, 4 days a week is a lot. Please make a note of that so I understand that you really only want them to stay 2 days, and let me know if there's a preference on those days, but I will understand that you're telling me these are their favorite clubs that would fit them best. Another mistake that is made is you sign up for busing and you indicate that your child does need to ride the bus home, but you didn't tell me what clubs your child would like to be in second hour. So sometimes I'm left to just decide or try to guess, and then I sometimes will have to track your child down and send this form home back so that I can have it filled out completely. So please understand that if you sign up for busing, you will, and you're planning on your child riding the bus, you will need to sign up for second hour clubs as well as first hour clubs. And we will do our very, very best to try to give every child their first preference, but it does happen often that we have to look at a second and third choice, and that helps us to determine how best to fit a schedule for your child. We have a limited space, so I will tell you that it's important that your child return this promptly. We have wonderful secretaries in the office that collect these for us, and then they timestamp them, date them for us so we know when they're returned. So in all fairness, as we're assigning clubs, we can look at first come, first serve for many of these, as we have to make sometimes decisions about caps. If you have any other further questions, you are always welcome to email or contact me. My email is not on this form, but it is in the packet that was sent home with your child. My email is a little bit different because my last name is Smith, and there are a lot of Smiths in this world. So my email is jasmith@cville.k12.in.us. Please feel free to send me an email if you have any questions or concerns, and I'd be happy to answer them for you. Thank you, and have a great weekend.